caught on the run, and inside the 10 into the end zone goes Matthews for a touchdown to win the game.
Oh, no. Not again.
They really aren't.
Thank you very much, Mr. Clark.
Aren't you two forgetting something?
Well, you build in.
Skull and jaw from
rob the people
good.
Watson trying to run around even shits. Watson gets the cross away, and it's in! And Tesha making a wonderful near post run. Great timing in the back of the net. Mauro Diaz takes the corner. It's flipped along. It's back in front. It's turned in. Incredibly by Walker Zimmerman. I believe that. Alexi Lawless, if I asked you at the beginning of the night to tell me who the hero would be if Dallas advances, how far down the list would Walker Zimmerman's name be? Pretty close to the bottom, Jono. But it doesn't matter. And these things play out, and there are unlikely heroes.
Morning and welcome. Thank you so much for listening to Sports Radio 1310 The Ticket. It is Norm Hiskus and Donovan Lewis here from 10 to noon today. We'd like to say hello to the crew. First off, my right-hand man. Hello, Norm Hiskus. Good morning.
Morning to you, Donovan.
You doing all right?
Yeah.
A little sweepy?
It was nice to hear the broadcast of a football win, courtesy of Jeremy Moran.
Did you hear what he did there?
Yes.
He started with the Cowboys, then changed channels.
Yes.
Changed
to
channels
a winner.
Greatness.
Because it's winning Monday today.
Because FC Dallas was on opposite the Cowboy game and advanced to the semifinal round.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Did you guys have it on Quick View?
There are 4 TVs in the
here,
studio. Right? We had 2 on the Cowboys, 1 on FC Dallas. And I was scoping out that FC Dallas game a lot.
Felt that emotion where I was like during a Cowboy game, but I was more tense and more into that FC Dallas game. Certainly, it was the first half of the Cowboy game. But that was amazing. Yes, man. That was fun.
Norm is sitting here taking note after note, and then all of a sudden I went, ooh, he was like, what? What did I miss? What did I miss? And I'm watching FC Dallas. They had chance after chance in regulation to win it. It went to overtime, extra time.
I mean, they scored in the 84th minute to basically win it, and then Seattle scores in the 90th, and that is church.
Yeah.
How ironic is it that both Dallas teams on a Sunday night went to overtime? Soccer team won.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys lost.
No. Let's introduce the crew. That is Mike Soroy.
Yeah.
Big Strong Jer running this thing. TC doing the tickers, giving us the news.
That is what I will do.
That's right. Thank you very much. And yes, how ironic. 2 overtime games in Dallas. 1 Dallas wins. FC Dallas. 1 Dallas loses. The Cowboys to the Philadelphia Eagles. 33-27. That is 6 losses in a row for the Cowboys.
Start of message.
I've got a pretty good sound for the Cowboys season.
Go Stars and go FC Dallas.
And then last night, I did go with the PIP because that FC Dallas playoff game last night up against the Cowboy game. I even saw the Snake tweeting about this a little bit. They played Clint Dempsey in Seattle in the back leg, and you and I talked about this on Thursday, the odd scoring format and whether it's good or bad. I have some audio for you tomorrow I think you're going to enjoy. But just briefly, that Toyota Stadium up in Frisco was packed and it looked electric on TV. I don't know how great it was there. It looked absolutely awesome on TV, and the commentators are screaming, and that game had 3 goals in the final 10 minutes, and FC Dallas just it looked like they were going to get a traditional winner, but it did go to penalties, and then they won in the penalty shootout. So good for them. They're on to the Final Four, and as the 1 seed, they will host the second leg of the home-and-home with Portland in the semis. And I think if they advance, well, no, I think New York would have the home field. But if Columbus advances out of the East, FC Dallas could host the final on I think December 6th, the MLS Cup, if they're good enough to advance. So it was really cool last night, and they're going to have a home game November 29th, Jake, which is the Cowboys off week or the Cowboys Thanksgiving week. Sunday night.
Can you give me tickets?
Let's all go. This is that chance to call that Dan bluff.
I'll hit the beer garden.
You in?
Sunday night of Thanksgiving week?
November 29th. Let's do this. It'll be a little chilly. Get you in the beer gardens.
Aren't we already going to a football game together?
2 days prior to that, TCU Baylor on that Friday.
I mean, I don't want to wear out our welcome.
What does that mean? Wear out our welcome.
If you spend too much time together, you'll begin to hate each other. I like the way I feel every day when I see you at 11. I feel fresh, and I have little stars in my eyes and little hearts emoting from my head.
Yeah.
Like we go spend every day together.
Yeah.
But I'll probably be at that game anyway.
That's true. No. All right, so good for them. Congratulations to them moving through. And how about my man?
So they scored a goal? Didn't they have to score like 2 goals?
Two. They scored,
but not give up 2 goals?
They got a goal from
give up a goal.
Tesho Akindele got a goal off a centering pass from Javon Watson, Dan.
I shouldn't have asked.
And then Seattle scored back on, I think, Chad Marshall off a corner. No, chill out here.
What?
And then the second one, the vital one, right before the end of stoppage time, Walker Zimmerman redirected a header.
All right.
Past Stephen Fry.
Where was Preki?
Or Stephen Fry? Stephen Fry. Stephen Fry.
Where was Steve Jungle, the Lord of all indoors?
I didn't see him out there. Now, Michael Barrios working a path up the right flank, though.
What about Gary Heel, the great American Tacoma Star scorer?
To it, if in fact there is anything.
It's not busy enough.
How about Gordon Jago?
He played center. Pretty good.
Where was Stallone?
He was digging a tunnel.
Oh.
All right, so there you go. Good for sports on the ticket.
All right, that is entertainment news for today.
Can I tell you what was going on during the Cowboy game that had me completely sidetracked?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, that's neither here nor there because it's Cowboy Monday.
It is, and so in the middle of the Cowboy game, I couldn't stand it anymore. I haven't really been the most diligent of soccer watchers this year when it comes to FC Dallas, but my curiosity got the better of me last night in the middle of the Cowboy game. I started seeing notes on Twitter about the game up there in Frisco, in which FC Dallas was playing Seattle, and it's a 2-game series, and it's really convoluted and really ridiculous how they do this, but I couldn't take it anymore. I had to change the channel. I had it taped. I was going to go back and watch it after the Cowboy game, but it went into extra time. There were 3 goals in the last 10 minutes of regulation, which made it 2-1 Dallas. But all that did, you just have to understand that it's a 2-game series, which makes no sense, right? It should be best of 3. But they do this weird goal thing where you add up the goals, the total number of goals scored in both the games, and then it also matters how many goals you score on the road.
Didn't somebody have to win 1-0?
Dallas
like
did,
that?
yeah. If FC Dallas would have won 1-0, then they would have won and not had to go into overtime or extra time or penalty kicks or whatever. But they ended up winning 2-1, which is the exact same score that Seattle beat them. Mm-hmm. So it was dead even. So you go to extra time, nobody scores there, and then they go to penalty kicks, which is, I mean, it's like the Thrilla in Manila. Instead of having a 12th round, they play a game of rock, paper, scissors to see who wins. It's a cheap way to do it because it really has nothing to do with soccer in general.
Like the shootout?
Yeah, pretty much. It's such a guessing game.
Yeah, it is. But FC Dallas, my kids are really into soccer, and so they wanted to see that. And we ended up watching that shootout, and it was pretty balls to the wall exciting. And, man, that place was going bazonkadonk up there. A really good crowd for having a Cowboy game,
Nearly 18,000 people.
It's pretty good, man. I don't know what that place holds.
About 21.
Not bad. Not bad. But that's really good on a Sunday night with the Cowboys playing. And, man, they ended up winning that thing, and their goalkeeper is a 20-year-old kid who went up through the system, meaning probably from the age of 8 or 9. Mm-hmm. He's played for FC Dallas because they have all these youth teams and these youth coaches, and he's risen through the ranks, and now this guy is sitting there saving their bacon at the end of that game. And you know the name Clint Dempsey?
Yes.
The great Clint Dempsey plays for Seattle. And so there are some recognizable names over there on the Seattle side of things. But it was really cool. FC Dallas had the best record in all of MLS this year, I think. I think they were first, right, Ty?
First in the West, not first overall.
Okay.
New York in the East.
Okay, so if they end up playing New York, it's going to be a road series.
It'll be there. But anybody else,
then they'll
it's
play
Columbus, then they'd play here.
Okay, cool. So they move on to play Portland in the conference finals, which starts November 22nd, so they got a couple of weeks off. But it was really cool, man. It was high drama. I know a lot of people weren't too interested in that because of the Cowboy game, but it was a nice little side note to watch penalty kicks decide things. So back into Cowboy football.